Hello everybody and welcome back to more Pokemon FireRed version. I am your host, XofAngel98, and the last time we left off, we reached Cinnabar Island and also went and caught ourselves some Pokemon. And got some Pokemon out of the Pokemon Lab that we had gotten from other locations throughout our journey. That being said, off camera, we did a little bit of evolving. We evolved our Poe into a Haunter. And yeah, that's about it. I think that's about it. This is a few days since the last recording, so I've genuinely forgotten what we have and have not evolved. Future Angel could probably say, hey, yeah, you didn't go over this Pokedex entry while editing videos. That being said, however, no, I want to leave. We also went and... Not there, nope. Went and picked up a TM from the game corner so that we could teach Thunderbolt to Surfy. Looking like a menace right now. And this is what our team's looking like as far as levels go. So where does that leave us? Well, as we saw, we have 48 owned Pokemon. And we still have a few catches that we can do. So before we continue on with our journey, we're actually taking a flight, first and foremost, to Viridian. Why, you might ask? Because all the way back when we didn't have any kind of fishing, any kind of surfing, nothing, we couldn't get on this water. But now that we can get on this water, we can encounter a Pokemon. Psyduck, level 27, can be encountered here 100% of the time. In Fire Red, and in Leaf Green, it is Slowpoke. Toss an Ultra Ball here. Hopefully this just goes by quickly. Heck yeah! Psyduck was caught. Psyduck's native is added to the Pokedex. Number 54, Psyduck. Duck Pokemon, 2 foot, 7 inches, 43.2 pounds. It is constantly racked by a headache. When the headache turns intense, it begins using mysterious powers. No, we won't name Psyduck. Actually, out of curiosity, what do you have to say? Yeah, I must have dozed off in the sun. I was weird dream about Drowsy eating my dream. And I learned how to eat dreams. Ooh, this is too spooky. Let me teach you your Pokemon so I can forget about it. No, we're all good. Thank you, though. That being said, however... let's see. I think it's here that I'm thinking of it. Heading back over to Fuchsia, we're actually going to head into Pokemon Center. Because we now have access to 50. We're gonna move our good friend Bart over. and pop open our bag here. Thunderstone on Tenchi. Thunderstone was used on Tenchi. What? Tenchi is evolving! Congratulations, your Tenchi evolved into Jolteon. Probably gonna it's probably, yep, here it is. Number 135, Jolteon. Lightning Pokemon, 2 foot 7 inches, 54 pounds. If it is angered or startled, the fur all over its body bristles like sharp needles that pierce foes. Nice. Couldn't be more happier than settling on our 50th Pokemon. That being said, that opens up one other thing for us. That being, we have some items that we can pick up now. First and foremost, if we head over here on Route 15 and head upstairs. Hi, remember me? I'm one of Professor Oak's aides. If your Pokedex has complete data on 50 species, I'm supposed to give you a reward. Professor Oak entrusted me with the experience share for you. So, Angel, let me ask you, have you gathered data on at least 50 kinds of Pokemon? Yes, I have! Congratulations, here you go. Angel received the experience share from the aide. Experience share is an item to be held by a Pokemon. The Pokemon will receive a share of the experience points without having to battle. Significantly. So happy to have this. We are immediately giving this to Surfy, who is our lowest level. But that is not all. Or if we fly again, I'm pretty sure it's all the way back up at Celadon. Hi, remember me? I'm one of Professor Oak's aides. Pokedex has complete data on 40 species. I'm supposed to give you a reward. Trusted me with the amulet coin. So, Angel, let me ask you, have you gathered data on at least 40 Pokemon? Yes, we have. Great, you caught our own 50 kinds of Pokemon. Congratulations, here you go. Received the amulet coin. Amulet coin is an item to be held by a Pokemon. If the Pokemon appears in a winning battle, you will earn more money. Nice. We really have no need for a bunch of money, to be fair. There's not much of a reason for us to have money. That being said... We are off once more to another location. Where, you might ask? Well, all the way back at Route 10. I'm gonna head into the Peace Pokemon Center here. I've been looking for you. One of the ever-present aides to Professor Oak. If your Pokédex is complete data on 20 species, I'm supposed to give you a reward from Professor Oak. Can you trust me with this Everstone? So, Angel, let me ask you. Have you gathered data on these 20 kinds? Yes, we are far and away beyond that. Making Pokemon evolve certainly can add to the Pokédex. However, at times, you may not want a certain Pokemon to evolve. In that case, give the Everstone to that Pokemon. It will prevent evolution according to the professor. Yeah, the Everstone doesn't really serve a purpose. I don't want to move items, I want to move Pokemon. And it doesn't serve a purpose because of the fact that, well, being completely fair about it, we don't really have much of a reason for us to kind of mess around with not evolving our Pokemon. We're already at disadvantage as is. Back off to Cinnabar Island. Nope, door's locked. I thought it was here. Okay, no, that is not here. That is not here at all. Okay. I'm being stupid. That is something we don't have access to yet. That is completely fine though. Fly away! Back over to Route 10. We completely wasted our time here. Completely wasted our time. Gonna take a quick heal. And we're hopping into the water here. For if we hop in the water and use surf, we can come down here. And reach the power plant. Which, are you a battle? Yes, you're a battle. Oh, you came all the way here? Maybe you're a Pokemaniac too. Want to see my collection? No? Pokemaniac Mark would like to battle. Sending out Rhyhorn, level 29. We'll quickly take care of this. Keep putting in that work. Sending out Lickitung, which I think this is our first instance of actually seeing one. Getting it with a wrap. Oh, that brings back awful memories. And we're gonna head right in. Here's the power plant. The power plant has a few encounters for us. Mainly, though, we can encounter technically 4 different Pokemon here. And I'm wondering... Oh yeah! Now it's turning into a true FireRed Let's Play. Pikachu, level 24, has a 25% chance to be encountered here. I am going to... You know what? We're swapping over to Doorknob. Doesn't affect Doorknob, perfect. Bag. Toss in an Ultra Ball. That's perfectly fine. Thunder Wave still doesn't affect Doorknob. We're gonna just chuck We're just gonna chuck Ultra Balls here because I don't really have anything to kind of use, but apparently that's more than enough. Pikachu is caught. Pikachu's data was added to the Pokedex. Number 25, Pikachu, mouse Pokemon. It has small electric sacs on both of its cheeks. If threatened, it loses electric charges from those sacs. We will not nickname Pikachu, but I am very, very tempted to use that at some point in time. Like, superbly tempted. That being said, we have some goings around in here that we can actually encounter, such as Voltorb. Alongside Magnemite, Magneton, and in FireRed, Electabuzz. We can also encounter a few other Pokemon in here by standard encounters, but I will save that for another time. In any case though, before we get knees deep into this, I'm gonna leave this off here. Next time on Pokemon FireRed version, we'll be exploring the power plant and then subsequently heading off to new lands. Have a wonderful day and a beautiful night. Cheers!